Everything starts with a choice. For PPS, that choice was clear: to provide graduate professionals with support to create, protect, and accelerate their wealth. Because when graduate professionals support one another, progress multiplies. And together, those choices added up to a record-breaking 6.88 billion rand in profit share allocated to our members with qualifying life risk products for 2025.
At PPS, we know the whole adds up to more than the sum of its parts. Visit pps.co.za to see how it adds up for you. PPS, success is better shared. PPS is a licensed life insurer controlling company and authorized FSP. Profit share allocations depend on PPS's operating and investment performance.
Let's go! The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Boom FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
He's in a league of his own.
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
And it goes through to the boundary.
This is where sport breaks, bends, and gets told straight.
All of us there have our smallanyana skeletons.
Hashtag MSW on 947, Boom FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live.
We decided before winter really sets in, let's hop into the swimming pool a little bit here, because in Gqeberha, what we've just witnessed, 5 days of pure electricity. The Mbombela Concession Company, which is Swimming South Africa Championship, or SA Swimming Championships 2026, well, they've wrapped up, and also the verdict is in. I believe it's fireworks. 13 South African stars have officially booked their seats to the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, from the backstroke brilliance of Peter Kutsa, as well to the all-round excellence of Amy Canny and the explosive butterfly speed of Erin Gallagher, and the sheer power in the breaststroke from Lara van Niekerk. But beyond the records, or perhaps the lack thereof, now the spectacle as well as the intensity, the depth, undeniable. And that's why tonight, right here on hashtag MSW, going to be going straight to the top. The man at the helm of Swimming South Africa, a leader with a bold vision. A target of 20 plus athletes for Team South Africa, and also a roadmap that now heads to Algeria for the 2026 Africa Aquatics Swimming Championships. He says it very boldly that the Nationals delivered fireworks. Now the question is, what comes next? Let's dive straight into the fire and hear from the president of Swimming South Africa himself, Alan Fritz. Alan, thank you so much for your time. Good evening.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to the listeners, and thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, you describe Mbombela Concession Company SA Swimming Championships 26 as fireworks. What specifically stood out for you over those 5 days in Gqeberha?
Yeah, Rob, it is a congested year for us. Commonwealth Games are coming up. African Champs is in a week's time, both junior and senior. World Championships later in the year in China. It is a massive year because it allows us to gauge ourselves vis-a-vis the rest of the world for LA 2028. And I am quite happy where we are at this point in time. The result speaks for itself down in Port Elizabeth. We had 13 outright qualifiers. We're looking at adding to that team the relay. So we was probably looking at a team of 20 plus, most probably 21 if you look at the relays that we want to participate in.
Now, there were fewer records, though, than expected. Does that concern you at all, or does the performance depth matter more at this particular stage?
I am not perturbed about the records because our swimming is quite at a high level. Prior to coming into the championships, we had a number of our athletes participating in other countries' national championship. Peter Kutsia, for example, was in China participating at their national championship. So it gave us a good sense of where we are. A number of the athletes has been traveling. A number of the junior athletes that participated. We had down in Port Elizabeth the youth championships and also national junior. So there was lots of swimming prior to coming into the championships. And those that we expected to qualify for Scotland Commonwealth Games, they pretty much qualified. I would have loved Jaden Eaton to qualify as a young butterfly swimmer, and like him to follow in the footsteps of Chad Leclerc. But Chad himself swam very well, and he said to me, Alan, look, my target is World Championships in China. So I expect that this team would make South Africa proud in the UK. Swimming most probably will be one of the biggest contingents in Team South Africa going to the Commonwealth Games. So of course, Robbie, African Championships is equally important. What came out more than just the qualifiers in Port Elizabeth is the youth swimmers. You made reference to that earlier in your opening remarks, that depth is undoubtedly there. There's certainly no doubt about, if you look at the juniors that are coming through, 2032 does look good for Swimming South Africa indeed.
Sure. I heard you talk about Chad Leclos. The last time I spoke to him, he said he's going to surprise a lot of South Africans. I mean, do you get that sense? Is that what's burning deep down inside him, and how soon will we see him?
Look, he was participating down at the Champs in the Eastern Cape. Chad Leclos, you never write off. He is just a phenomenal athlete. Besides what we want to see from him, he is just a phenomenal leader in our squad, whether they go to World Championships or Continental Championships. He's really sometimes the anchor, and sometimes I refer to him as the glue that keeps the youngsters together, show them the ropes, and he's just very, very good, not only for swimming in this country, but he's good for sport overall. And we really would like to keep him in the system for our own selfish reasons as long as possible.
Now, getting back to this, I mean, are we seeing a transition phase here, Alan, in South African swimming, or the start of a new golden generation, as I would call it?
Yeah, I think you nailed it, Robbie. There is a new golden generation coming through. I mean, it was the Amy Kenny showdown in PE with Peter Kossia. They were most probably the best of the breed that was there. But don't forget, 200 meters breaststroke, Kaylin Corbett. Our money is on earth for a medal. Caitlin Lange swam really, really well. Aragon in the fly. Rebecca Mida, you could see she wasn't tapered fully. She trains in New Zealand these days. She's a phenomenal athlete, and I expect a lot from her, particularly at the Commonwealth Games. Anna Pierce surprised me on the 200 backstroke, really phenomenal athlete. Chris Smith and Ron van Reenen with Jessica Thompson is just on song. We got to keep these athletes and provide them with the best opportunities to race against the best in the world, particularly heading into 2028 and also 2032. That would more or less ensure that our relevance and our status as being the number one federation in this country in terms of podium performances are pretty much secured.
Yeah, Ellen, I mean, 13 swimmers I counted have already qualified for the 2026 Commonwealth Games. I mean, how satisfied are you, though, with that number at this point?
Yeah, there's always room for improvement. Most probably a good number would have been between 15 and 17 outright qualifiers. And we choose from those qualifiers to swim in the relays, because we do have very good opportunity in the relays for podium performances. I was speaking to Dean Price, our high-performance manager, earlier in the day, and he said, look, Alan, we should make sure that we invest in our relays, because it's the best opportunity for us to medal in terms of relays, even up to 2028 and 2032. So he's a man that knows his story, and he's been keeping a keen eye for the last 8 years on some of these athletes that have been coming through. And I would suggest most probably another 2 qualifiers would have sealed it for me personally. Maybe 3 more African records would have done it good in terms of our profile in the media. But the athletes are at a very good position. I can't see any of these athletes not performing PBs, at least in Scotland. But the most important thing for us as a federation, we always aim, Robbie, to get into the semi-finals and finals, because when you're there, anything can happen. And we saw that in the last World Championship in Singapore. We had our best ever feat in terms of medals. We came back with 4 medals. I think Peter wants to make a clean sweep this time around and ensuring at least 3 gold. But for us and for him and for everyone that will be going to the Commonwealth Games, there is a bigger picture at stake here, and that is, of course, the pinnacle of sport in the world. It's Olympic Games.
Yeah, I love those individual tasks that the athletes put out there for themselves. But talk about tasks and what you put out. I mean, you've set a target of 20 plus athletes. I mean, how realistic, Alan, is that, and what gaps still need to be filled?
We're pretty much there, Rob, in terms of 20 odd athletes. The selectors will finalize most probably tomorrow, submit to SASCOC in terms of delivery team South Africa. We're pretty much there with 2021 athletes. I know there's still quite a bit of debate amongst the selection committee, but the executive should get the team in the next couple of days to ratify, and then we'll publish out the SASCOC get a view of it. But we're happy with what we have, and we're happy with what we've seen down in PE.
But obviously the next stop being the 2026 Africa Aquatics Swimming Championships. I mean, how crucial is this event in finalizing your Commonwealth Games squad? Because I've noted here, it's 94 days to go up until the Commonwealth Games themselves. Yeah,
there is some of these athletes that will not be participating at the African Champs for various reasons where they are in their training programs. Some of the coaches, they are athletes that would most probably look competition against senior seasoned athletes, but the African Championships, the Continental Championships, both junior and senior, is very, very important. You'll see some of our best going to juniors. If you look at the junior champs, the junior world champs that was held in Europe recently, and came back with a gold medal there, our athletes in junior ranks are really, really good. For us, this year is also Olympic youth in Senegal. So there will be 4 slots for swimming, South Africa, and we want to make sure we send the best 4 athletes to Senegal in West Africa come the youth Olympic Youth Championships. So for us, it's every opportunity to let our athletes participate at high-level competitions. It does give insight to the high-performance unit in terms of where the athletes should next participate, what training program discussion with the coaches are, because the world of swimming is a world that moves rapidly. You'll find us looking good today, and then you'll see the Japanese and the Chinese are knocking off those times. Right now, Robbie, the Australians are looking good. Mm-hmm. New Zealanders are looking good.
The usual suspects, right?
Kingdom. I beg your pardon, Robert?
I'm saying the usual suspects. When you bring in Australia and New Zealand, I mean, they got their...
Correct.
Yeah, all the time.
They're really looking good. So we would have to get our athletes mentally prepared like never before, because, you know, many people think that the Olympics is 2 years away for an elite athlete. Most probably about 12 to 18 months away in terms of preparation, even less than 18 months, and then into camp in America. So it's the hard yards now until I would suggest more probably to 2027 national championships. Then we'll exactly know where we are and how we stack up.
Something really small and technical, I guess, but the change of venue from Ghana to Algeria, does that affect preparations in any way?
Yes, it will affect the preparations, because the mental preparations was towards West Africa. Now you've got to go to North Africa. Climates are very, very different. And just speaking to the secretary of the African body, he said, Alan, look, it is a short time to prepare the championships in Algiers, but he said the team is pulling out all the stops. I've just received correspondence. I was sitting at my computer in terms of getting the visas. You know, it's hard work for the local organizing team, but it's equally hard work for the athletes to shift their mind to North Africa.
Sure. I mean, you mentioned travel and international competition affecting, performances. So that scheduling, I mean, is that becoming a real challenge, though, for elite swimmers?
No doubt. I mean, we had some of our top athletes in Singapore participating in the University Games in China. And there's no doubt that they rushed into Singapore, and it has most certainly affected them. And I had a chat to Peter at the hotel, and he says, look, he's a bit tired, but he's in good shape mentally and physically. And, traveling for us from Africa to the US, particularly coming up with the Olympic Games, there's a lot of discussion in terms of acclimatizing and preparing the athletes ahead of time and get them into into the US so that they have a very, very good chance and not affected by the different climates.
All right, just a final one, Alan. I mean, long term, where do you see South Africans swimming in the next Olympic cycle?
Up to 2032, Robert, as I said earlier on, our juniors are looking phenomenally good, and a lot of them are coming through. You'd have seen the Emmy Kennys of this world. There are a lot of them in the pipeline. I think the competition is going to be tough post-2028. But that augurs well for us. Of course, our challenge in our country is facilities and making sure that our athletes train and prepare at the best facilities. The talent is abundant. There's no doubt about that. Our federation is in good shape. The athletes are there. It's just money and facilities that's holding us back at this point in time.
What's the minister saying?
Robbie. I haven't spoken to him over the last while, but I'm sure that he will come to the party, and we hope that he does.
You still have his number?
I do. I do have his number.
But thank you so much, Alan.
Thanks, Robbie.
All right, so the SA president there, painting a very positive picture of what we can expect there. That's Swimming South Africa president Alan Fritz joining us right here on #MSW. As I said, it's just 94 days until the Commonwealth Games.